Hey everyone, this is Andy from Gizchina, and today we're going to do an unboxing of the Blackview BV5000. According to Blackview's website, this is their flagship phone of the year, but it's not a flagship in terms of the other devices that we've seen this year. We've got a MediaTek MT6735P quad-core processor inside here, and 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB of internal memory, got space for a micro SD card, dual SIM support. So it's not a flagship phone in terms of the OnePlus 2 and other things like that, but this is Blackview's top of the range phone for the year, or so far for the year. So let's unbox it. We've got the Blackview BV5000 here. Now, before I made the video, I've already removed the protective cover from the screen because it doesn't look particularly good in the video or the photos. So I just took that off just to give you a better look at the device. As you can see, it's already on. I'll have a good look at that in a second. Underneath here, we've got a few accessories. We've got a USB cable there for charging and transferring data. We've got an USB OTG cable, so you can either use the battery in here to charge other devices, or you can plug a mouse or something in there to control the phone. Got an EU standard charger there for the 5000 mAh battery that's inside. Set of earbuds, standard looking earbuds, and in here, I've not actually looked in here yet, let's have a look. Okay, we've got a screwdriver with some additional screws, and that is to tighten on the rear cover. So what you can do is, to ensure that it's nice and secure and resistant to water, you can screw on the back cover, which is removable. I wish I'd known that because I've already dipped it in water, but fortunately it's still working. Alright, so the BV5000, already mentioned, it's a MediaTek MT6735P quad-core phone. It's got a 5-inch 720 by 1280 display. It's got 2.5D curved glass, you can see nice and curved, and it's quite a chunky, thick device. It's got aluminium casing around it with more screws on there. We've got these dust and water covers here for the 3.5mm headphone jack. Let me just get that out so you can see it. It's quite tight, which is good. It's exactly what you want, really. There you go, there's one for the 3.5mm headphone jack and another for the USB for charging and data transfer. If we look at the rear, we've got a 13 megapixel camera, single LED flash. Speaker is here. Now what you can do, you can remove the rear. Let me just find out where it comes off. I've already removed it once. The rear does come off, so you can get into the back of the phone. You've got this huge rubber panel there, and that will stop moisture and things getting into the phone. So even though I've not screwed on the rear, I've already run it under a tap and it was fine. And as you can see, there's no water inside there. I will make a video later of me running it underwater and dunking it in water and whatnot, but for now, just a quick unboxing. This battery is a 5000 mAh battery. Now usually when we get a phone and a manufacturer tells us it's a certain size, sometimes we're a little bit unsure whether that's true or not, but I'm pretty sure that this thick monster of a battery is at least 5000 mAh. That is one of the biggest batteries I've seen in a Chinese phone for a long time. That's a huge battery, and I'm sure Blackview are being quite truthful when they say that's a 5000 mAh battery in there. Okay, we've got dual SIM support, we've got space for a micro SD card, and you can see these little threads here, those are for screwing on this rear panel. Make sure it's nice and tight on this rubber seal. Let's pop that back on. So you have to put this into position. It's all nicely made actually. It all slots in there, and then this goes on the back. Snaps in position, and then you're meant to screw the back on to make sure it's nice and tight and secure. It's not going to fall off if you drop it, or if you put it in water and no water is going to leak inside. Around the edges we've got this aluminium chassis. We've got a power button on the right, which I'm going to press now to turn it back on. And we've got a volume rocker on the left. There are no other buttons around the phone, no physical buttons, but we do have navigation buttons for Android on the screen, just below this below the screen of this 5-inch device. Obviously, although it is a 5-inch phone, it feels more like a 5.5 or even a 5.7-inch phone in the hand, because it has these huge bezels around it, basically to protect the screen. If you drop it, you don't have to worry about the screen smashing to pieces, because we've got this nice thick bezels on either side. Alright, as this starts up, I'll run through over a few more bits and bobs of the phone. It's Android 5.1, and Blackview have added their own launcher to it. It's got their own custom icons, which, to be honest, they're a little bit ugly, but that's easy to change with a different launcher or icon pack. There you go, you can see them there. Yeah, it's meant to look a bit classy, but to be honest, I think it looks a bit fussy. And I'll change that to a standard launcher for my own personal use. We've got a quick setting here so we can get into the camera and take photos directly from the home screen. And this reminds me a little bit of Color OS on the Oppo phones. We've also got a music player in here too. There's no music in here to play. There's no app drawer, so all your apps are here just on show straight away. I'm going to turn this down a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. There is a hot knot on here, so if you have two hot knot devices, you can put them together screen to screen and transfer data. Overall, it is a really, it does look well made, I'll be honest with you. The only issue I have come across so far with this device is with the USB plug. If I just undo this again, you can see that either side of the USB, I don't know if you can see it properly, there you go, there isn't much space. And if you try to plug in a standard USB plug, one that you have lying around, you'll find that it won't quite go in there. And even the one that Blackview supply with it, which is a little bit longer, you can see the plastic body of the phone is hitting the actual plug itself and doesn't go all the way in. Now, that's not really much of an issue. I mean, it still connects, you can still charge the phone, and you got data transfer, but it means it's not a very, very solid connection in there, and there's a bit of a wobble because of that. Although this is meant to be a rugged phone, if that was pulled suddenly, that's going to break the plug, and that's game over for the phone. So basically, in their decision to make this phone super rugged, they've not really left enough space there for this USB plug. So do be careful, because that could be an issue if you do pull that. But overall, it does look and feel very, very durable. It's really chunky and tough in your hand. I'm actually, usually I don't quite like rugged phones. I am gonna, I'm gonna consider using this as my mountain biking phone. I don't have to worry about smashing it or dropping it. As long as the camera is good on it, which I'll have a quick play with it now, it might be alright to take around while mountain biking. So we'll have to see how good those pictures look. But it's pretty fast. And as long as there's a decent amount of light, focus isn't too bad on it either. Let's take a look at those photos. Yeah, not so bad. I mean, it's quite bright in here, so we'll have to see just how well it does. There we go, this one's a bit more fuzzy. We'll have to see how it does outside in real world conditions or in low light conditions. But anyway, this is my unboxing and first hands-on of the BV5000. If you do have any questions about this rugged flagship device from Blackview, please feel free to let me know and I'll try and answer them as soon as possible. Thanks all for your time. Goodbye.